Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Arizona Real Estate Showcase, brought to you by the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, powered by Corcoran Platinum Living. Hey, we are trying something a little new today, so you have to bear with the funniness of it, but we're going video blog. Plus, we'll have the original podcast, same as usual. This way, we can kind of expand it, and this way you guys can see who you're talking to. So I'm Jason Grandon, glad to be here. So every week or two, we bring out a new podcast, and thank you for making it one of the top podcasts in the country. Arizona Real Estate Showcase, this is the third season, the sixth show of the third season, and it's fantastic. I would have never thought in a million years we'd have as many viewers as we do now, or listeners, I should say. Hopefully we'll get some more viewers. And it's been a lesson. It's great. We love it, and we really appreciate the fact that you guys join in every week. We have a lot of new stuff coming up too. We do have our internet TV show called The Lockbox. We resume filming here a following week. So in a couple weeks we'll resume filming. We've got some great stuff. I've got I got one of the biggest promoters in the state, maybe the country, coming on. We've got some people that own some huge businesses here, and we're working on bringing some really, really great people to it. So with that said, I'm here at our office, Corcoran Platinum Living. We are the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. And again, as many of you know, the ones that listen, we don't talk politics. We try to stay out of that. But today I have to touch on this a little bit. So we'll get started on this. The market out here is absolutely crazy right now. Renters, sorry, you are not renting a house for a decent amount of money now. It is ridiculous. They go quick, they're expensive, and for every house you want, there's 10 people behind you that want them. Sorry, it's just the way it is. So there's ways to get around that. You just have to be ready to jump. So for those of you in the rental market, make sure that when you're out there looking that you're ready to go. That means have the application filled out. Let's get a copy of your credit, and let's have the whole file done so we can send it over and at least be first in line. It's a rat race. Buyers and sellers. We're going to get to this after this article. So many of you know, and we've discussed it in past episodes, I'm a native to this great state. Grew up on a big Arabian horse ranch and love it. So my sister and I, we've seen a ton of stuff go on. I mean, we know what's happening in the state. We've seen 2-lane roads turn into freeways. It's amazing. In fact, the good story here, you guys will think, that's a little morbid, but Christmas, I had a bloodhound when I was, maybe 6 or 7 years old, and somebody ran him over. And anyway, so he is buried right under Shea and 124th Street, where the canal is being built. So anyway, so it looks like I get to remain a part of history. But no better place in the country than Arizona. We are in shorts and T-shirts now. Today's a rainy day, but for the most part, we're in shorts and T-shirt. Everything's blossoming. It's great. People are out hiking, walking. So anyways, if you're thinking about moving to Arizona, it's a great place to be, but it's crazy right now. The prices are, you put a house on the market at $330, you're going to end up paying $350, $360, perhaps even more. The other day, I showed a house, and it was $675 is what they were asking. And we're going to get to this after I read this article to you, but it was $675, sold for $800,000. It's crazy. We're going to circle back to this because there's some issues that we're going to have, and you may agree, you may not agree, but you can always go to our Facebook page, Instagram, whatever, and send us your questions because these shows are for you. And again, we try to stay out of politics, but we have to get into it a little bit. So for those of you that know, we're pretty active in different scenes out here, in the political scenes and in the real estate market and so forth. So for those of you that have listened to anything for any amount of time, especially during this past election season, you will know that I do not agree with our governor on a lot of issues. I think that he used to be great, but as soon as this pandemic hit, he was kind of MIA and just started making decisions on his own and kind of became a king instead of a governor. But I do have to agree with this. So I'm going to read this article to you because I thought it was pretty interesting. And I don't really like to sit here and read stuff that you can look up, but it was in the OC Register, so this is California, and written on March 8th from Doug Ducey. So he comes out and he says, hey, for generations of Americans, California represented the American dream with its majestic landscape and coastal views. It's a state that brought us Hollywood, the Beach Boys, Disneyland, and Ronald Reagan, great president. Today, we see something very different coming out of California, largely policies that are crushing small businesses and family and pushing people and jobs out of the state at record rate. The pandemic has made things worse, but the Golden State luster wore off some time ago. Okay, so he's claiming that, hey, the pandemic is what happened in California, but it started happening a while ago. I would disagree. This pandemic is 100% government's fault of the way they handled it. But we're talking about people moving out of California, and we have a lot of them moving here. So in my second state address from the Grand Canyon State, I thank my partner in growing Arizona's economy, California former Governor Jerry Brown. It was in jest, but still based with facts. We see them all the time in our states. Californians who've had enough. Enough of the burdensome policies that are driving businesses away. Enough of the skyrocketing costs that have put American dreams out of reach for far too many. It doesn't have to be this way. There are states that work to keep costs low on people and businesses. States that, sorry, I'm losing my spot here. States that embrace new ideas while respecting our history. I should know Arizona is one of them. And then for those of you that don't know, Doug Ducey was the founder of Cold Stone Creamery. So there's thousands of them around the country. Great place. He did a really great job with it. Okay, doesn't have to be this way. Arizona's one of them. Here in Arizona, I made it my mission to make and keep the state the best place in the nation to get an education, raise a family, start and scale a business, and retire. Last year, Arizona gained nearly 130,000 new residents, the second fastest growth rate in the nation. California, by contrast, lost 70,000 people. Why are people choosing to pick up and leave one of America's most beautiful states? Well, let's consider the facts. The cost of living in Los Angeles metropolitan is nearly twice that of Phoenix. The cost of buying a home in LA is double that of a price like Tucson or Phoenix. For San Francisco, it's 3 times as much. For residential households, the cost of energy in California is double what you pay in Arizona. For industry, energy costs are nearly 3 times higher in California. Even worse, traffic, which boasts 3 times the nation's top 5 worst cities for traffic congestion. These outcomes don't happen by accident. They're a result of misguided policies and misplaced priorities. Overregulation, ever-increasing taxes, nonstop political correctness. Perhaps nowhere is more evident than the fact that instead of working to get kids back into the classroom, one of California's largest school districts is focusing on erasing historic figures like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Abraham Lincoln. I sympathize with my Golden Staters who shake their heads at this nonsense. It's no wonder that why so many people and businesses are looking to get out. Since 2017, more than 30 California companies have moved or expand to Arizona. This is companies like Weebly, Systematic, Apple, Align Technologies, CP Technologies, Lucid, McKesson, Silicon Valley Bank, and there are a ton more. Actually, away from the article here, when you drive around, you'll see a lot of these companies out here, and it's fantastic for Arizona. Okay, back to the article. Here, we still value common sense. We believe in trusting people with tools needed to thrive, then standing back and getting out of their way. We believe in fiscal responsibility, and we believe the American dream should be available to everyone, not just the ultra-wealthy. So, if you're considering Arizona as your potential new home, no, you won't be alone. More than 70% of our adults were born elsewhere. We just ask one thing: when you do make the jump, please don't forget why you left in the first place. So I will agree with Doug Ducey on this, our governor. This is a very well-written article, and I agree with a lot of it. There's some things I don't agree. He obviously hasn't trusted people to take care of themselves because he's had mask mandates and shutdowns, and he's killed a lot of small businesses here. There's no doubt about that. He's done a horrible job with things going on here. But overall picture, and the schools, while the schools are great here, we're not the top in the country, which we should be. So, and we're working on that with some different committees. But anyways, so you can feel good when you move to Arizona that your kids are going to get a good education. And if you're involved in the education system, you're great. So you'll be fine there. The other thing is, as long as the government and these politicians and the city councils are out of the way, you're golden. Unfortunately, if you're going to live here, you're going to have to be involved in this and make sure things happen the right way. There's a lot of people that get into these positions and all of a sudden they just like lose it and they become like a king. So anyways, kudos to Doug Ducey on this article. It was read by thousands and thousands of Californians. We have a ton of them moving here from California, Portland, Washington. We love you. We want you here. But there's things why you love this state, and that's what we want to get to. So if you need to see the article, you can go to the ocregister.com. Just type in Doug Ducey leaving California, and it'll pop up. Next point, let's get to this. So to those of you that are out trying to buy a house, or those of you that are trying to sell a house, let me preface it like this. My sister and I have been doing real estate a long time. I was in it before her, and then she joined the team, and it's been great. When you call up the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, and you're like, hey, Jason, Stacey, I want to sell my house. How do you come up with a price? How does a realtor determine the price on a home? Well, there's a few things that go into it. One, we do things a little different, but for the most part, there's a thing we call comps. So a realtor is going to pull up the house that you're selling and say, oh, okay, Mr. Seller, your house is 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single level, 3,000 square feet with a pool on a corner lot in Scottsdale. They'll pull the most recent comps, generally 6 months back is what we've been doing lately, but sometimes you go back as far as a year. Sometimes you need to go back a little farther depending on the community. So then you kind of determine the price. So the last house sold for $350. The one before that was $328. This one has some better upgrades in your opinion. Everything's an opinion. And so we're going to put the house on at $375. Okay? Normal. That's the way it's done. Today's market, and this is the name of the episode today, all you have to do, realtors, all they have to do is pull a number out of their butt, and that's what they put the house on for, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. So, Mr. Buyer, you're going out to look at a house, and you're like, okay, I don't want to spend more than $500,000 on a house. So you go and you look at a house that's $475, and you're thinking, oh, I got $25,000 room to move. So you go to Arrowhead Lakes, beautiful area, by the way, in the West Valley. And it's almost to a point you can't buy a house in the mid-4s. But so you go there and you see a house for $475, just came on the market, or perhaps it's coming soon, which we discussed that in the last episode. But so you see a house, $475. You're like, okay, I can go in there and check it out. You check it out. There's 50 people looking at it. And then the realtors are like, oh, we're not submitting offers until next Monday. We're going to let everybody come through, which one is ridiculous and it's a disservice to your customer. But we'll get to that as well. So anyways, so you write an offer. You know the market's crazy, so you write the offer for $500,000, close in 21 days, so no concessions, and you put that offer in, and then you don't get it because you were beat out at $525 by another offer, probably cash, from somebody coming from out of state. Now, here's the issue. There's not going to be any more homes for $475 in that area because our comps just went up. And so I'm not looking to push blame, but the fact of the matter is that you have to know the market. So if the house sells for $525, great. Why was it priced at $475 in the first place? Was it because of the comps right there, or was it because the market's crazy? My point being is that there's some agents that will purposely price a home low. Not necessarily a good idea, just so they can get a lot of people to drag that price up. There's other agents, some really good ones, that will sit there and say, okay, house is worth $375. We know the market is really crazy right now. We've got another few months of it. I'll price it up $15,000 more to kind of weed out the smaller buyers and just kind of be almost like a regular type sale. Still a little crazy, but not so many. Then, just then, you have some of the other agents. And these are the ones that kind of probably drive most of the realtors out here crazy, including us, are the ones that come in and they have a house that's worth $375. They know they're going to get $425 for it. That's fine. But they price it at $750,000, $800,000. It's crazy. We just had one the other day. House comps at $650,000. They put it on at $750,000. Or no, we're willing to pay $750,000. And they have the price at $1 million and they will not budge. So this is where this is why we're calling this episode, all you have to do is pick a number and pull it out of your butt. Now, those houses sit, just so you know, and it's a disservice to the seller and it's a disservice to the buyers. Especially like we mentioned in some of the past episodes, why would you want 50 people coming through your house? If your house is priced at $375 and you have a few offers at $400, $425, that's fine. That's great. Why would you want 40 offers at the same price? Because then you're gonna really irritate some of the other agents. So the other thing that we have out here is what they call a coming soon, and we've discussed this in past episodes as well. The rule is that if you get a listing, you cannot promote it unless you put it on the coming soon, which is on the MLS. So under the coming soon, you can say, hey, Grandon Group's got a great listing coming in Paradise Valley. It's going to be $1 million. So I can promote it for 30 days as long as it's on the coming soon. Now, some realtors are not allowing showings. They're just putting it out there saying, oh, it's coming soon, but you can't see it until a month from now. Crazy. Why would you do that? So we put them on the coming soon so we can promote it to our fellow realtors. They see it on there. Oh, it's $1 million. Market's crazy. They bring their clients. Hey, Jason, here's an offer for $1,025,000. Send it to your client. They might be good enough with it. I just don't understand why you want 50 people making an offer on the same house. And at some point, the numbers are also the same. So it's not like you're going to get somebody that comes in and says, house is $375,000. Oh, I'm going to get $500,000 for it. It's not going to happen. So anyways, these are just kind of things as consumers that you guys want to discuss with the realtors on both the buying and selling side. Buyers, we're just setting realistic examples right now. If you're not qualified, if you have not went to a lender and been pre-qualified, you're at the bottom of the list, and it's going to be very, very, very difficult to get a house. Make sure you get pre-qualified, and you're all set to go. This way, when you go in and make an offer, bam, your sheet's there, and so forth. Sellers, just set expectations. The realtors, there's some great realtors in Arizona. In fact, we got some of the best realtors in Arizona. Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister team being one of them. You just, make sure that they cover all the bases for you. Make sure that they set your expectations knowing that, hey, Mr. Seller, we're going to price your house at this. We're going to do one open house here. And do you want me to start showing it in the coming soon status so we can get the realtors that have clients there? Especially with some people being worried about the mask and this. You don't want 50 million people through your house. Anyways, so, there's a ton. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you realtors, don't do anything. But trust me when I tell you, there is so much paperwork anymore. There is so much to do just to prep a house to get ready to sell. Now, we are in March, all right? We're in almost the middle of March. We're St. Patrick's Day next week. Spring training started. This town is absolutely packed. So for those of you thinking about coming out here and visit, book your hotel rooms, get your Airbnbs, and get ready to come on out here and buy. If you're not ready to buy yet and you're like, I want to move to Arizona, but I don't know where I want to live, because as we always say, every area has a different personality. So consider renting for a couple months, especially with as we get past spring and we hit May and June. It's a great time. There's a lot of Airbnb rentals that you can rent unfurnished, cheaper, and the hotel rates go down, by the way, too. Come out here and spend a couple days and drive to different areas. Go have lunch at Fashion Squares, see if you like downtown Scottsdale. Drive down to Chandler, have dinner down there and see, hey, Chandler could be my area. There's so many different areas out here, and they've got great personalities, all of them. And we are looking forward to having you move here to Arizona. So anyways, so that's about it for today's episode. We try to keep everything under 20, 25 minutes. Again, check out the article from Doug Ducey, our governor, on OC Register. Very well-written article. It hit some great points, even though he's trying to make up for the nonsense that he's done. And then also keep in mind, name of this podcast is all you have to do is pick a number and pull it out of your butt. I use the A word, but they censor you on these things. So anyways, that has to come to an end, and the realtors have to start working together to get these prices correct. So anyways, I'm Jason Grandon with the Grandon Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team, powered by Corcoran Platinum Living. Hey, let me know what you guys think of the video stuff now. If it's I know I should have shaved, but let me know what you think of it. We're going to start posting it on Rumble and YouTube. And then, of course, you can go to Arizona Real Estate Showcase and watch our show. Anyways, I'm Jason. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. You guys have a good one and be safe. Take care.